here, so we'll wait for these teams, and they are ready. We're getting right back into it.
Absolutely. We'd love to see that.
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Heading into the bands here, starting with the side of version 1. I'm excited to see if these change at all or if they keep them the same. Getting rid of Leafeon. I like to see it.
Yeah, it's one of those early scalers, right? You don't want to have to account for where they're gonna be at 9:15. You always like to see Leafeons put a lot of pressure in that early game, and look at that. That is a target ban.
Yep.
Shifu, they saw what Liko was able to do on that character, and they want absolutely none of that in game number 2.
Absolutely. Interesting that version 1 changed to the Umbreon ban leads me to believe that they don't want to play it, and War Legion coming back with the Charizard ban.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Charizard make it through a lot of times this weekend. Didn't actually have a crazy win rate, which was actually surprising to me. But it seemed like teams were willing to play around it, build a little bit more bulky, which Charizard doesn't quite have as much, value when teams are pretty tanky. But Liko grabbing the Blaziken in this first slot.
Yeah, and it looks like the side of War Legion is going to go back to that Mammo Defender. I'm excited to see it. It works really well for them, and they are going to snatch up the Blissey as well.
Yeah, pretty good core, right? I mean, we've talked about it before. Memo, a great engage tool. Blissey, a great sustain tool. So you have a really good core right there. They kind of play into each other's weaknesses, and then they play into each other's strengths. We'll see how V1 wants to respond. They do respond with the Eldegoss Cramorant, another pretty strong core in its own right. And War Legion is hovering over this Buzzwole, but also this Venusaur.
Yeah, I like the Venusaur pick and the Buzzwole pick here. Excited to see how version 1 is going to answer here. Rustic waiting to pick his tank, and it looks like Scarf is going to pick up the Talonflame and Rustic on Trev. We'd
Ooh,
love to see it.
Trev is very scary here. It's just so oppressive. Offers a lot of crowd control. Offers a lot of damage, honestly. So especially if you're able to kind of slow down this Buzzwole, because obviously Buzzwole offers its own crowd control. This is looking pretty scary, but we'll take a peek to see how War Legion responds. They get that last pick SB.
Yeah, I, I don't mind Espeon here, but I really would have liked to see that Sylveon pick from them. I think Sylveon may have played a little bit better into version 1's comp for them, but I'm curious to see what they do with the Espeon here.
Yeah, I mean, you could be a little bit more creative. I imagine we'll go something a little bit more, maybe a jungle split. But I'm taking a peek at this Venusaur, Gary. Right now, it's got the rapid fire focus band, so that makes me think we might have a pedal sore on our hands.
Ooh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely, we do. They changed to that full heal button as well. We are definitely about to see a pedal sore coming.
Yeah, especially it gives it a lot more sustain. So this team for War Legion has a lot of sustain. They are very bulky now that you see that Venusaur is going to have that more of a brawly type of build. So that's kind of playing into their strengths. We're going to be able to see if V1 is going to be able to shred through the crowd control and all of that. But here we go. We got game number 2. I'm gonna not throw, and I'm gonna switch our faces off the map.
You can leave our beautiful faces there. It's fine. It's just as entertaining. All right. Looks like we've got Cram heading into the jungle for version 1 and Venusaur heading into the jungle for War Legion. War Legion doing their thing with that double invade from the supporter in the tank. It's such an interesting play to me, especially from some of the supports. Like, I personally would never send Blissey in for an invade. But that's just me.
We'll see. It doesn't quite get the value, at least this time. See if Swinub is able to get anything. They go down. Big play there by Cramorant, taking them down early on. But the blue buff kind of remains. Looks like Cramorant's going to just want to peel towards this top path where Buzzwole is close to going down. Are they going to be able to get an eject play into it? They get it. They get the dunks in, does V1.
Yeah, incredible play there from Scarf on the Talon and Whaley on the Gossifleur. Early pick, huge for a team, and especially against the Buzzwole. That's not easy to do.
Yeah, Buzzwole is really strong, especially early game. Still falls off a little bit late game, but the early game is still really strong. So if you're able to outscale it early, you're going to have a good time. 850 Birds mostly goes over to V1. Cramorant get taken back towards the jungle, looking to finish that off and finish scaling. V1's looking pretty good here early on.
Yeah, already off to the early lead again, 44-0 with almost 2 minutes into the game already, and they already have that level lead started.
Oh, not only that, but they get the KO on the jungler. Talonflame Scarf looking really good. Steals a berry as well to keep them up and right. Oh, nice hurricane there. Spins the Buzzwole around. And this onslaught early on for V1 is looking great. Nice little icicle crash there from the Mamoswine. Doesn't quite get the KO. Now V1 taking these 8-minute birds.
Yeah. Cygnus needing to find that level 5 to get that Ice Fang move for Pillow-Swine, because I know that is more than likely what they're going to play. Version 1 looking really good, almost have their Talon, and they do have their Talon and their Blaziken online already before the first objectives are even up, Kyle. This is huge for them.
This is absolutely huge. 720 birds coming to fruition here in this top path. You have V1 kind of lined up for it. Here comes Rustic, but here comes Buzzwole looking to do some damage. But the only damage they're going to be finding is the damage that's being done to them. They're going to have to peel back towards the safety behind their tanks. Here comes Talon with another big fly. Flies on the Venusaur. Flame Charge doesn't get the KO there. Super low. Woodhammer does knock up the team. And here comes another fly from Talonflame. But they realize some of the shields are a little bit too hot to handle. And War Legion survives that engage, Gary.
Yeah, absolutely. Good on them for being able to survive that, but unfortunately they are going to have to retreat and maybe give up both objectives to the side of version 1 to start getting their mons online. Venusaur and Pillow-Swine showing up for the sides of War Legion, which will be helpful for them, but again, version 1 is starting to pull away in levels.
79-11 here. They get the bottom Regice. They still have a Regieleki up here in the top path. Buzzwole getting to their level 7 superpower combo on the menu. But on the menu, they're going back to the Pokemon Center for some health, for some sustain, because V1's looking really good once again. Here we go. A pressing onto the Regieleki, but War Legion looking to walk on in.
Yeah, absolutely. Version 1 having 2 Unite moves up on their side with Cramorant and Talonflame. War Legion having the Psychic Solaire for Espeon. Version 1 taking the Regieleki. Let's see how well they can push this. Cramorant Unite is popped. Going to make that hard for War Legion to defend.
Look at that. Look at the math there. Quick math here from V1. Break it, optimize their scores, get 139-11 here early on. Lico's going to be chunked down by this Venusaur. Here comes a Verdant Anger. Uppies from Piloswine. They pick them up. They throw them down. Points are raining in here. War Legion gets much needed points, much needed KOs. And now Piloswine, they are a Mamoswine.
Yeah. That pick there on the Blaziken was absolutely enormous for the side of War Legion. Things are now a little bit more level, and like we have said, Mamoswine in the hands of Cygnus has been absolutely crazy tonight. So I think things might start looking a little more up for the side of War Legion here.
Yeah, 107.39. They've kind of cut some of the lead. Talonflame gets picked up again, once again from that Ice Vein. Liko looking to engage. Big Earthquake gets snuffed out by Rustic. Rustic does get kind of caught in the fray. They throw out the Forest. They throw out the Hornleash. Mamoswine in the middle of nowhere. Here comes the Psychic Solaire. Pushes the enemy team away. V1 survives that engage, but they're going to have to go back to the Pokemon Center and lick their wounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the try of getting that engaged there. The bottom Reggie is up. You know, both sides definitely want to take this, but it looks like it is probably going to go to the side of Ward Legion.
Yeah, looking pretty good. Another uppies. This time is Whaley's that's going to be going down. V1, they are going to look to respond towards this top lane, but instead they're going to go back to the base. A little bit of a back cat play angle here from War Legion, and it's actually snuffed out. Well played here. Great patience from V1. They snuff it out. Whaley and Rustic holding the door.
Yeah, absolutely. Rustic, absolutely incredible in the tank role, in knowing when to start and when to wait and do all of that stuff. Version 1 starting to get that point lead again, 198 to 108, and their levels are once again starting to pull away from the side of War Legion.
Look at that. What a play there. Getting the Venusaur in the middle of Verdant Anger. Flame Sweep. Looking to take out Mamoswine, but they get the shield from Blissey. The shield from the base. Are we going to get out? They do, but not before the damage is done. Big overcap for V1 on that tier 1 goal.
Absolutely. What an incredible push there from version 1. Very smart. Now it looks like both teams are just going to kind of do their thing. A little kerfuffle happening here. Top Talonflame does go down.
Kerfuffle mentioned. Kerfuffle sustained double KO for Buzzwole, but a nice overheat here from Liko. Buzzwole throws the smackdown, brings the Ultra Soul Slam, but it's Blaziken that somehow lives on 1 HP in a dream. That is the dream. That is a double KO from Cram. What a response there from Locke.
Absolutely. This top Regieleki still on the map. I'm curious to see if either team is going to try for it. Buzzwole also using their Unite move quite late into the game, considering Reggie is up in 15 seconds. More than likely will not have that back.
I still have no idea how Blaziken was able to stay alive. Liko is looking to rip this Regieleki. Buzzwole is looking to respond. Are they going to be able to get there in time? No, they're looking to just peel towards this Ray. But Regieleki is going to push towards that tier 2 goal, giving V1 a little bit of pressure to see what War Legion wants to respond.
Yeah, Rustic being able to find very quick vision of where their team is, and it looks like we are going to have the fight start breaking out, Kyle.
Oh, yeah, here goes a big flame sweep, finds the wall like a normal bird does. We have all the Unite moves getting suspended. The Gatling Gulp Missile is out from Cram. We have just the bird falling, one of the 3 birds from V1, and now it's 2. The trees are falling for V1, and War Legion is on the offensive. 150, 282. We have 3 members down for V1. War Legion's looking to get this Ray.
Yeah, War Legion, if they get started, they might be able to get it just in time. Talonflame back up, though, could be scary for them with that Fly Secure. And it looks like, it's going down. And Espeon is going to secure it. Is version 1 going to be able to break enough shields and maybe keep this lead?
Oh no, looks like they're not going to be able to do that. Look at all of these points going to be raining in. Locke goes down. Whaley might be the next, but some of these points are going to be coming in from Espeon. Oh, they do stop this score from Chunti. Are they going to be able to hold on here, Gary?
I think they may be. Buzzwole going down. Espeon still does have a shield, but Talon very well holding off this Venusaur bot lane as well.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, here we go. 15-point dunk might be able to come in here from Rustic. Doesn't quite fall, but 54 does! And that puts War Legion in the lead. Can they respond? Can V1 respond? It doesn't look like it. Talon does have some points. They drop another 40. I don't think that's enough, though, Gary.
Oh, it's going to be a close one, Kyle, with another 6 going in. I am very curious to see how close this game just ended up.
Oh my gosh, if that 30 goes in from Rustic, I think we have a win for V1. I don't think it was enough. I think War Legion survives and they do 344, 328. War Legion taking game number 2.
Yeah, what an incredible um comeback there from War Legion at the end, man. V1 was looking very solid that entire game. Like I said, I knew War Legion would be willing to make this set go. That has how all of their sets have been. Let's talk about some stats here. Blaziken looking really good, and Linko and that Talonflame looking pretty good. Nobody with crazy, crazy damage.
Oh man, that was a close one. Very unfortunate for Scarf. Scarf clipped a wall with that Talonflame Unite. Otherwise, I do believe they probably pick up those KOs that they needed. Very unfortunate turn of events. They still almost hold on. If Rustic was able to get that 15 there at the end, nice play by Blissey to be able to stop that just in time. And wow, V1 on the brink of elimination now. War Legion needing one game to take your grand finals.
Let's see what is going to change this time.
Yeah,
Because we know that things are not going to be staying the same.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some changes here. Looks like V1 is electing to keep that first pick. We'll see what they want to do for their bans. Obviously, they banned Bro the first couple times. Well, imagine that they'll keep that in the same pocket though.
I feel very much so. That is a really good ban, and just like we said, they absolutely are doing so. And then I'm curious to see if War Legion is going to decide to switch it up or keep it the same.
Yeah, I mean, you can never. It's never a bad choice to ban the Hoopa. Take it away from Whaley, right? I mean, it's always a good one. I am gonna run a quick 1 minute ad because I don't want us to get griefed in the middle of this game. So I'm gonna run that real quick while we get set up.
So, yeah, absolutely. And it looks like they do stick with the ban of Hoopa. So we are looking to get started into this third game of your grand finals.
Yeah, both teams are ready. We're gonna start here in just a second. I'm actually gonna start it, and we'll get right on into it. Love it, love it. There we go. We got a draft. Hoopa ban. We're gonna see what these teams want to do here in game number 3.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if either team changes up their bans here, because if I were them, I think I would think about it for sure. Version 1 sticking with the Leafeon ban for the first.
Yeah, they've kind of kept it true. We're gonna see how War Legion responds. They respond with that Charizard ban. Locke is gonna ban something else here. They're gonna maybe take that Cramorant out. We've seen them do that a couple of different times. They move off of it though. They elected ban Mew here.
Can't tell if that was on purpose or he was trying to get to something else quicker. But alas, Mew not necessarily a necessary ban, but not bad to take off the table as well, because we know War Legion can play that Pokemon well.
Yeah, I mean Mew's obviously a very skill intensive Pokemon, especially with a lot of the nerfs that it's received recently. We do have the Urshifu ban once again. Again, they do not want Liko on that. And again, we get the same core here from War Legion, so not much changing in this first set of the draft.
It does not seem like it one bit, because Locke taking the Blaziken this time, though. Rustic taking Umbreon, and I think Whaley is going to take Aldi again. And I really, really like the Umbreon pick here.
I do too. I think Umbreon's a fabulous pick. We'll see how War Legion responds. Taking a peek here. I think they want to go with that Buzzwole once again. Delphox hitting the map. We saw it banned a lot today, but it gets
Yeah.
through this round.
And it looks like Chunty's sticking on the Buzzwole as well. And I am very curious to see how Liko and Scarf are going to answer these two picks.
Scarf hovering that Talon once again. Probably a good pick if they don't want to go range, because you need to get onto that Delphox. We saw earlier today, Talonflame kind of a great counter to that Delphox because it's able to outrun. It has that movement speed that can outrun those fire spins, and then you can utilize that fly to dive in on it. I kind of love that here. And then Venusaur, Liko and Venusaur, we'll see if they go that Petal Giga build or if they're going to go that more traditional Venusaur build.
And Blundy answering with the Candle pick here. I don't think that's a bad pick, but I would be nervous to pick that into a Talonflame. Looks like Locke and Liko are going to be switching Mons here.
Yeah. Liko grabbing that Blaziken. Locke taking the Venusaur. I imagine that's going to be taken to that central area. Scarf on the Talonflame once again. Obviously has that attack weight, has that float stone as well. So heavy mobility for that character. And then that Razor Claw to kind of round things out, keep things where you want them. Take to the skies, knock them down with that fly.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's really good of version 1 here to take the Venusaur out of the hands of War Legion. Now, I am interested to see how this Delphox plays into all of this, because we all know Fire Spin can be a pain in everybody's butt.
Yeah, Fire Spin, very oppressive. Something that hones you, it tracks you, it follows you, and then it spins you and keeps you in place for the rest of your team to kind of close you up. Or even, Delphox itself, whether it's Fire Blast or Mystical Fire. That's a bit of chunk damage, but here we go. Game number 3, War Legion up 2-1. They won that last one, and then they have that one-game winner's advantage. We'll see if version 1 is able to come back and force a game number 4 in this best-of-5 series.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that it is very possible, but you never know what is going to happen here. Similar stuff. Shandy going into the jungle on the side of War Legion, Venusaur in the side of version 1.
Yeah, Rustic looking to just get some of the farm. Liko able to get a stack or two in this bottom path already. Able to now steal some of the farm away from War Legion. That's a nice little cheeky play from that Torchic.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking like a stalemate on both lanes here. Torchic and Umbreon both being quite aggressive here. Swinub trying to get the stuns and get out, but I feel like it is going to go down.
Yeah, Focus Band procced. Oh, X Speed procced here from Rustic. Rustic gets the KO on the Swinub. Nice play there. They're going to try to get their points in and get evolved onto Umbreon, and that's exactly what they do. 850 birds on the map now. And look at this. They're looking to now peel in towards this Fennekin. Top lane, though, we do have Blundy up here, and it's a little bit of a stalemate up here in this top path.
Yeah, in the top path, it does look like Buzzwole was able to get that early lead on the Talon and Eldegoss this game. So the way that Whaley and Scarf decide to answer that will be interesting.
Ooh, there we go. Talonflame able to get online, getting another stack in now. Imagine that they have a couple of stacks already. Buzzwole looking to superpower that thing away. It does miss a little bit. And now a nice little dive there from Talon. Doesn't get the execution damage on that wild farm, though.
Absolutely. Right now it's just a big farming period. War Legion getting level 6 on that Delphox and Buzzwole and having Shandy online already is huge for them. Version 1 having a little bit of a later scaling comp with 3 level 7 evolutions.
Yeah, 3 level 7s, but you do get Venusaur online here. Level 5 still on the Scarf. You definitely want to get Talonflame as soon as possible. And looking to help with that is this Venusaur. It is going the Sludge Bomb and the Solar Beam build.
Yeah, Absolutely. And look at this score-wise, 46-38. Version 1 not able to get that early lead. Going into 720Bs, it looks like the side of War Legion has 4 people top, and version 1 keeping 2 bot.
Yeah, keep it 2 bot. Venusaur Eldegoss going to try to hold this pad, hold the onslaught, because it is Chunti that's looking to dive into this Venusaur. Oh, nice little dodge there, but they do grab the bird. They grab the Eldegoss, but grabbing the KO on the beam is Liko. I believe it was actually Locke, sorry. Able to get that. That's a massive pick there. Double KO now. I think the beam intended for somebody else finds the KO in the backline. Another KO. That's a double for Talonflame. Here comes V1.
Absolutely. These beams are just popping out of nowhere and hitting the targets they need to hit. Blaziken able to rip the bottom objective. Verdant Anger coming out, pushing this tier 1 pad. Version 1 staying alive, but trying to get rid of War Legion.
Whaley might be getting caught. They get caught by the double KO. Eggs are really strong. They're on the menu today, friends. But Locke is looking really good. Those beams are hitting like a truck so far. Still have a top Regieleki objective, and you still have the buff here from that basement, Reggie.
Absolutely. You know, version 1 should absolutely be looking to take that Regieleki top, but I'm assuming they are going to want to try to break that tier 1 pad first.
And that's exactly what they do, Gary. Now looking to dive on in on the flame. Here comes the flame sweep. It only picks up the Buzzwole. Doesn't look like it gets a K on the Chandelure, but Umbreon takes that task. And now looking to feel towards the Buzzwole. Here comes the Ultra Swole Slam. Here comes the Superpower Smackdown. But the Umbreon keeps them healthy, at least for the time being. Buzzwole now grabs them once again. Big shields on the menu for them. And V1 just going to have to peel back to safety.
Yeah, War Legion doing a really nice job there, not going down and being able to hold. But this just gives version 1 the opportunity to go back and keep farming more. They are starting to pull away a little bit in those levels there, as War Legions have kind of plateaued here for a second. Bot Reggie about back up again in 20 seconds. Version 1 up 163 to 75.
Yeah, 163.75. Regieleki looking to get chipped down by this bird and Locke on the Venusaur. No contest is going to be coming here from War Legion. They're too busy getting vision, getting farm. Regieleki now walking towards tier 2.
Yeah, looks like we have version 1 rotating bottom to get that bottom objective and push that tier 1 rather than trying to push in that Lecky where War Legion has 2 of its players stationed at to defend. Really nice fanciful fireworks from the Delphox to defend this tier 1 pad bottom.
Yeah, they definitely hold on to that. Venusaur going to look to fire some more beams into the front line. They're able to do that. Mamoswine picks them up with an Ice Fang. Now peeling back towards the tall grass, but the goals go in. Nice dodge there from Blaziken, keeping the Mamoswine down. Mamoswine still a Piloswine here at the 4-minute mark, Gary.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Mamoswine can have that curse on people where if you are struggling in that mid game, you are going to struggle until the very end. With Mamoswine just coming online at 342, that is a little bit of a struggle for the side of War Legion.
Ooh, nice job to wait out the smackdown there from Scarf. Flies on to Chunte on the Buzzwole. Big snarl, big foul play combo, but a big smackdown superpower is going to throw them down, give them some shields, and Rustic is going to have to X speed on away.
Look for Rustic for being able to escape that little battle between him and 4 of the members of War Legion not able to take down the Umbreon. Just tells you a little bit how much Umbreon is cracked. Regieleki about to come up in 20 seconds.
Yeah, top Regieleki coming up with V1 positioning towards the top. Umbreon looking to get some vision on this tier 2 goal. It is a 44 here. Look at the score line, 258.75. V1 is looking pretty good. Venusaur already level 13.
Yeah, absolutely. They definitely are ahead in levels just a little bit. And, you know, they were able to get that score lead that they like to get. Looks like they are going to be uncontested for this last Regieleki of the match. Buzzwole trying to get there, but just a little bit too late.
A little bit too little, a little bit too late. Regilecki walking towards tier 1. With 15 seconds until Rayquaza, V1 is looking to set up in this Ray Pit.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart idea from them. The Regieleki does walk, but I would also elect to get that good positioning for this Ray fight that is about to happen, Kyle.
Yeah, 303.75. Final stretch, all points doubled. V1 setting up here with aggressive positioning. Rustic finds the Mamoswine, gonna foul play them out. Solar Beam just a little bit short. Doesn't quite get that. Buzzwole is looking to engage, maybe go for a back cap of their own. V1 is sitting pretty. They're continuously getting vision on where War Legion is standing.
Absolutely. It looks like Mamoswine may be looking for a back cap in the bottom lane as well, which could be quite a dangerous thing. Delphox, meanwhile, farming up to that level 13 that entire time.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Level 13 is massive for them. 3 members playing through the top here. Rustic does spot out a lot of the members of War Legion. And that's 4 members. Here comes a big fly engage onto Chunti. Big move lock in prison on from that Chandelure. And V1 is, again, just having great positioning, covering their goals.
Absolutely. Both teams here having all of their Unite moves up. Bliss Assistance going out pretty early for the side of War Legion. Blaziken going down. And yeah, this fight is breaking out.
Yeah, Buzzwole is really low here. Ooh, nice fanciful fireworks. Buzzwole finds the Pokemon Center. Oh, nice little Cotton Cloud crash here from Eldegoss. Keeps Venusaur alive. And with 2 members down for War Legion, V1 is looking to take control of this game. Oh, nice little KO there. Wow. Talonflame picking off the Delphox is massive because now War Legion has no rip to get Rayquaza.
Yes, absolutely good play there from Scarf on the Talonflame, and a Rustic able to go top there and score a little bit extra. And it looks like version 1 is taking this and tying things up 2-2. Next game could make or break this, Kyle.
Oh my gosh, yes. Holy cow. Rustic had one of the best games from a tank that I've ever seen. Amazing plays to not only get your team vision, but just have full control of the game, understanding the win con and not going down. They did get picked up by Buzzwole, but it didn't matter. They're able to combat those shields with their Moonlight Prance and give their team a little bit more time. 337.75 is your final, and this is even up. We are going to a final game in the grand finals, Gary.
I am so excited for this. I had a feeling that this was what was going to happen. And Kyle, I am so happy for both of these teams. They have had a wonderful showing tonight in this tournament. Both would be great to take this championship.
Here we go. Teams are going to be locked and loaded. We're going to go on in as fast as possible. It is late. I'm going to run an ad real quick so we don't get griefed in this next match. But yeah, we're going to get the bro ban on the same thing. We're going to have the same sides. I imagine, Gary, that we're going to see that same ban. We're going to see that Hoopa stay on the side for the ban, you know?
I imagine as well. I couldn't imagine they would be like, oh yeah, it's the last game, let's let Whaley play Hoopa. That would be dangerous for them, let me tell ya. So I'm assuming we're going to see that Hoopa again, and we might see the same in-game bans as well.
Yep, completely agree. I mean, this is what we play the game for. Grand Finals, salty run back. I mean, the first set between these two teams went to a game 3, and now here in the Grand Finals, after the run back, we're going to a game 5. So these teams are quite familiar with each other. But Gary, we are getting a Charizard ban. They're allowing the Hoopa to go through.
Yeah, they're allowing it for now. I would not be surprised if I see that in one of their bans in game.
Completely agree. We'll see if War Legion just wants to go ahead and maybe build a little bit more tanky, allowing, maybe a bait and switch here. We're gonna see how V1 wants to combat this. Waiting for the ready signal from V1. Once we get that, we'll get right on into the game here, Gary.
All right, sounds good to me. I will say, Kyle, what are some things that you expected to see tonight that you did not see
Um, I think we've talked
thus
about
far?
the Delphox getting banned a lot. I'm surprised. I'm both surprised and not surprised by it, but I think the thing I'm really surprised by is all the team. I mean, maybe I'm not surprised by it. I kind of expected it, but I'm happy to see Mamoswine really just get the light that it's seeing, because it's something that I've leading up to UCS, or not UCS, the final stretch. It's something that the team that I was playing on, Pandemonium, that we played a ton. Cass played it a lot. Squirtle played it a lot. And we saw a lot of great value from it. And now these teams are seeing the light.
Yeah, absolutely. I totally get it. Like I've praised earlier, Azumarill and comfort picks in general. Like, don't be scared to break the meta. Sometimes it can become the new meta.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I think that's one of the things that I think a lot of people learned from Worlds is to not just like fall into complacency. You saw a lot of the Eastern teams play things that were a little bit more unorthodox, and they were able to let those things sing. You got a Mew and Blissey ban along with the Blaziken already on the board. And like we said, no Slowbro, no Charizard from the paper bans.
And they're rolling with the Urshifu. Lots of things left up here. Whaley's Hoopa's left up. Umbreon is left up. So many options that are good first picks here. And it looks like Rustic is going to snatch that Umbreon.
Yeah, we just saw them run with Umbreon, run it all the way down into that game 3 win. Great first pickup for them. War Legion, though, looking to counter these picks. They are going to take the Leafeon. So 2 Eevees already off the board.
Yeah, Leafeon, I'm not surprised that it went first round here. Cygnus looking to maybe play the Lax. Oh, but they are going to take the Hoopa from Whaley. Interested to see what War Legion does with the Hoopa.
Yeah, they're depriving Whaley from that. I think it's always a good pick. I mean, Hoopa's a great pick. You kind of kill 2 birds, 1 stone. You get a great pick in Hoopa, and then you also deprive an amazing player on that character in Waylord.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Liko locking in the Cramorant here. Excited to see Liko on Cramorant. I'm curious to see what War Legion decides to take next.
We're gonna take a peek here. Oh, look at this! War Legion grabbing the double speedster cup. You have the Leafeon, you have the Talonflame. Now you're also just depriving Scarf from that character, but I believe here, Gary, you're playing into the strengths of V1. You're going to have double all-rounders, I imagine, to build up the tankiness of this team to kind of limit the effectiveness of those speedsters.
Absolutely. I think that is exactly what is going to happen here. Version 1, all of the players on there that are damage dealers, Scarf, Lock, and Liko, all extremely comfortable on all-arounders. So they are going to have some forces to be reckoned with here, playing 2 speedsters.
I love this Guardy pick if they lock it in. Gardevoir is one of those characters that's amazing into Metagross, but instead here, they're going to lock in that Venusaur once again, setting up for a potential, Petal Giga build. But there is a possibility that they end up switching it over to the Venusaur.
Yeah, I also think that is probably better for them here as well. I really like the Metagross pick. We haven't seen very many Metagrosses tonight. think it was only just the one time that it got played. Cygnus going with the Snorlax instead of the Mamoswine. I'm kind of surprised by this.
Yeah. I mean, no Mamoswine here. We've seen it so much tonight. And we've also seen a lot of Snorlax. I've loved Snorlax. I love when Rustic plays it. Cygnus has played it, I believe, a couple of times tonight as well. But here we go, Gary. This is game number 4, game number 5 for all intents and purposes, because this is the last game of the night. Regardless of the outcome, we are having a crowned winner here. This is the grand finals for all the marbles, Articuno Unite League, end of season tournament. Let's get to it. Will V1 cement their place and have the three-peat?
I don't know. Very, very interested to see. And let's see where we are sending these Mons. It looks like Metagross is going to be taking the jungle for the side of version 1. And they are sending Leafeon into that jungle on the side of War Legion.
Yeah, Rustic's looking for maybe a little bit of an invade, but maybe also just to grab some vision. Metagross, the little Beldum that could, taking the jungle. Whaley up in the top lane, looking to help push the Serena to the brink, get some stacks, and they're able to steal some farm from the enemy.
Yeah, absolutely. This Leafeon early gank is going to be a little bit scary. I fear that the bounce suite is going to go down here and possibly even Whaley on the Gossifleur. But it looks like she is able to escape.
Able to escape. Always love to see that. We're going to see what War Legion is able to do. It's the Leafeon, that early scaler. You know that thing's going to be able to put a lot of pressure on early on, and they've done exactly that here in the top lane.
Yeah, getting the 25-7 within that first minute already from War Legion. This is the most points that they have scored this fast in any of the games tonight against version 1. A lot of those Bs going towards the side of version 1 and low HPs on the side of War Legion currently.
Great job there. Scarf able to get out with barely any HP remaining. And look at this. Rustic has struggled to get online here. Gonna have to pop that X speed, keep the Snorlax from scoring the 12. Blundy already level 6 on this Venusaur already and continually stealing farm across the side.
Yeah, unfortunately, looks like the Secures are not going version 1's way bottom. Kramer able to grab 5. Umbreon really needs to grab that 4. Same with Eldegoss.
Oof, yeah, still not able to grab their level 4. 8-minute birds coming to fruition here, but War Legion is going to be able to take them all off the map. Unless Metagross is able to take the big bird. The Altaria does go over to Lock, it looked like.
Yeah, very good gyro ball there from Locke, being able to steal that. Level-wise, War Legion is getting that early lead, very unlike version 1 to not get that early game lead.
Yeah, nice KO. Eldegoss takes out the Talonflame, keeps them from evolving at level 7. And now, that's exactly what you want. You have Scarf online. They are the Serena. 720 birds coming towards this top lane, and V1 is setting up for it. But here comes Snorlax. Here comes Talonflame. Are they going to be able to get the birds to get evolved? No! Those boots were made for stomping, and Scarf is the one wearing them.
Absolutely. Stomp looking so good on Serena right now. People be sleeping on her because she got nerfed into the ground forever ago, but she is finally making her way back into this game.
Oh, the Emerald two-step was a little bit wide. They do end up getting the KO there with the Razor League basic attack combo. Snorlax Heavy Slam misses the mark. 4 points go in from Talonflame. That gives them enough to evolve. They fly to the sky. They avoid the Gyro Ball, and now Snorlax blocks them into the wall.
Yeah, absolutely. Smart plays there from War Legion. It looks like they are going to elect to choose the Alecki over the Basement Reggie here. And it looks like it is heading towards the tier 1 of version 1 right now. And it is going to go in, and they are going to get a 36 overcap on that tier 1, putting it 116 War Legion to 83 version 1.
Yeah, that's rough, but you kind of have to give it there. You don't want to give up and hemorrhage XP over to the side of War Legion because that kind of plays into what they want to do. They want to scale early because you have that Leafeon. You want to continue putting pressure, but putting pressure on Liko. Nice little dive there, but they get KO'd by Hoopa.
Yeah, good pick there from the Hoopa. You know, the team of War Legion is still a little bit ahead in those levels. Version 1 needing to pick up some farm here and some KOs. The bottom objective is up, and I think we are about to see a team fight break out here.
Yeah, looks like Metagross is looking to take towards the rock. Looking to now peel back. They do spot the Leafeon. Metagross is looking to find an engage point, but Snorlax is going to go back towards the base with the Hoopa portal. Cramorant throws a boosted basic attack. Serena closes out the KO on Hoopa. That's a pretty big KO. And now Metagross is now looking peel towards and zone out the side of War Legion.
Absolutely. Talonflame playing like a typical Talonflame right now with those back caps that are happening, but it looks like the Spaceman Reggie is about to go to the side of version 1 because of that. Tight game here, 148, 134, only a 14-point difference. This is still anyone's game at the 5-minute mark.
Yeah, they put that Regirock in the handbag, get that extra special defense and defense for the next 90 seconds. Nice block there from Snorlax, just shoves Scarf right into the wall. We have another top Reggie going to be spawning here very shortly, but Rustic is just going to toy with War Legion right now. This is a very close match.
Absolutely. War Legion still hovering in that bottom lane quite a bit with the Regieleki coming up at the top lane, but Hoopa able to portal a couple people up there, including itself and Venusaur, to make this a more even fight.
Yeah, big solar beam. Scarf gets a shield that keeps them upright. Big Hoopa Unite rings are unbound. Here comes some of the solar beams. Here comes the engage from the Snorlax. There goes the fly. Big beam again, but Umbreon gets the KO on the Talonflame. Hoopa might be next on the chopping block. He sets up the mausoleum. He turns it into a funeral home because those are double KOs from Locke. Make it a triple KO, and this goal zone is going down. V1 starting to take off.
Huge plays there from V1. Now that their team is finally full online, what an ult from Locke on that Metagross to finish off all of those players there, enable the team to break that tier 1 pad and send that Regieleki to tier 2.
Yeah, Rustic's getting some health here from the Pollen Puff of Eldegoss. Basement Reggie looking to spawn here, 19 seconds, another 9 points going in. That's going to extend the point lead here for V1 with a minute left before this Rayquaza spawns. This is looking good for V1, except for this Leafeon, who is now ticked into level 13.
Yeah, this Leafeon has been putting in the work to get ahead. But again, it doesn't have any huge targets on the side of version 1. Cramorant able to usually get away. Metagross a little bit too bulky. Serena might be the only target that Leafeon has.
Yeah, and you can obviously use the Queenly Ascendant to just pick it right back up. Snorlax going to engage with the Heavy Slam, blocking them into the wall. Registeel going dangerously low. Leafeon's going to throw some Razor Leafs at it. We're going to get a secure here. It is going over to Leafeon with the return from those Razor Leaf procs, but now we're going to go ahead and pull Hoopa back in. They're going back to the Pokemon Center.
Yeah, looking at the back cap here from Talonflame to make it a little bit closer. Everything is in within 16 points, 216 on the side of version 1, 200 on the side of War Legion. Version 1 getting this really nice pit positioning again for this Ray battle.
Yeah, this is looking really close here. Talon's looking to flank from the top side. We're going to see V1 try to bait in this fight. Hoopa is actually going down really low. Nice engage there from the Serena, trying to prevent them from coming in. Look at this Rayquaza, Gary. It's going down to half. V1 is looking to bait and switch. We'll see if they fall for the bait as War Legion.
Yeah, and it looks like they are starting to. Serena finding the Leafeon and the Talon up top, giving version 1 the vision on them. Cram able to get away from the Talon flight. Rayquaza still sitting about a little bit less than half, and we still have all Unite moves left across the board.
Oh, there we go.
Really low. Our rings are going unbound, but I think it is still going to go down.
Yeah, Hoopa goes down. The rings are unbound. We'll see if anybody takes it. Rayquaza is still full health. We'll see what V1 wants to do. They're going to elect to chip it down a little bit. Snorlax takes a little bit of a nap here in the central area. They might be going down at the hands of Serena, but Serena is able to knock them up a little bit. All Unite moves still online for V1. This might be the time to fight.
Absolutely. They need to do something here, being down 216 to 258 at this point. A little bit less than a minute left in the game. Version 1 needs something to happen in their favor if they want to come out on top.
Yeah, here we go. We're going to have Rayquaza get ripped here. They do have a little bit of a point deficit to make up. Umbreon looking for a cap here in the top lane. That's going to give them the point lead. Oh my gosh, some points are coming in from Talonflame now. Now look at V1. They're looking to just go for these caps here. It's 322 to 292.
Oh my
20
gosh.
seconds left. I don't know if War Legion's gonna be able to get across the screen. I don't know if they know they're down. V1 is looking to take this, take these grand finals, Gary. V1, 3-time Articuno Unite League champions.
Absolutely. War Legion thinking that Talon put in enough there at the end and retreating back to try to defend their paths. Either way, it was a losing game for War Legion. Unfortunately, they just waited too long to do something. Really nice patience and smart play from the side of version 1, waiting that long and being like, oh, let's just go cap and then just pressure, pressure, pressure.
Oh my gosh, what an ending. Pushing it to the brink. V1 lives forever. And what a play there. What a call to just go full send, get your caps in, and take this win. The three-peat 3 times in a row. Version 1 on top. 322, 292, your final here in Season 6 AUL.
Absolutely. Shout out to them. Shout out to War Legion. What a run War Legion had coming in the bottom of the top 8. They were the underdogs and they came up and they showed out. It was an incredible run from them. And, they should be extremely proud.
Absolutely. War Legion coming into this tournament, the number 8 seed. They run through a gauntlet of teams and just come just ever so short on the brink of elimination. V1 clutches it out. But this team of War Legion, I imagine they will be back and they will be better than ever, because what an amazing showcase from them here tonight.
I couldn't agree more, Kyle.
Oh my gosh. Wow. My voice is gone, but I believe maybe we could get a little bit of an interview.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
All right, let's go down into the gaming chat. We'll see if anybody wants to come in. We'll do a quick interview, talk through what we saw with the winning team of V1. We'll be down there in just a sec. See who wants to join us. It is late, so I don't want to make this too long of an interview, though.
Yeah, trust me, I don't want to make it too long either, but I definitely would like to get to talk with them.
Hell yeah. What a match. What a match.
Wow.
I am
Crazy
blown
good
away
matches.
by that.
Hey, yo.
Yo, Lock. What's up,
Hello,
V1?
Hello, Rustic. Hello,
Hello,
Whaley.
hello.
Oh my gosh. What
Like
an
deja vu.
incredible. I feel like we've talked here a lot of times in the last few seasons. This time it wasn't even close. There was no close calls. You ran through the bracket without any problems. Talk about your guys' run tonight.
Zero problems. It was so
Oh
good.
my
We
god.
really thought that for once we wanted the underdog story.
Man,
Strength
for sure.
Those guys were making us think, man.
Man, I'm so done with not
Right.
playing and watching my team lose.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, wonderful plays. Whaley didn't get to play a
Hello.
ton of Hoopa today, but we did get to
Did
see a
not.
lot of Eldegoss. How did you feel about the pivot in these teams finally target banning you?
Okay, I am not gonna lie, I'm a little upset. I thought we had crossed this bridge. I thought that everyone was done banning the Hoopa. But you know, I thought the one game I got on it, I was pretty proud of it. So, you know, feels good, I guess.
And talk about this game. I will call it game 5, maybe game 4. You saw the double speedster comp. What was the thought here in those last 2 picks, grabbing those all-rounders? Maybe we'll talk with Locke.
I thought that they can't kill me, and it seems really good here. Unfortunately, kind of bit us because obviously, like, we were so torn at the Ray fight. Like, we did not have secure, so we're like, we gotta base rush or we gotta commit and hope the Venu fucking misses or something.
Yeah.
Like I did earlier. But we did the base thing, and Scarf got a bunch of points in top. They didn't counter score or anything, so it was the right call. But yeah, Metagross was just really good there because they have 2 speedsters. Like they're gonna have to waste a lot of resources to kill me, and same with Scarf. And Scarf also has the kill button. So
Yeah, that Queenly Ascendant, definitely that delete button at the disposal. Gary, I'll leave the floor to you. What questions do you have? What do you want to talk about in those games?
Rustic, I want to bring up just some of the incredible plays that you were able to make on stream tonight.
he's a
Talk to
demon.
us a little bit about your thought process with engages.
My thought process with engages. I mean, so, bro, all the games are like running together. I don't know if there's a specific thing. But I mean, essentially, it's like you gotta wait for your damage to be ready, and when they're ready, then you pull the trigger. You know, and especially against these guys, we played in them. Thankfully, we played against them in round 1 because we knew what to expect. They kept like taunting us with the tank support. So I knew to just not look at those guys. Like it didn't matter, right? So one is like prioritization, understanding where their damage and their win condition comes from, and 2 is making sure, you know, Locke or Scarf or Liko is ready to follow up and actually make something happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We saw a lot of WCS. We saw a lot of the teams, switch from Mean Look into the foul play Snarl Umbreon. We saw that a lot from you tonight. What's the thought process? You think Mean Look is really good into a lot of things, but a lot of players kind of going away from it.
Well, specifically against these guys, and again, a lot of what we were doing was catered to them. They're picking like Buzz, Mammo, like things that have like crazy CC, and like Snarl is insane when that's the case, right? You can jump in, pop a Snarl, get back out, like it's really really good. So I don't. That's the thought, and then secondarily, like the last game we said, oh, they're on 2 speedsters, and I did think for a second, I was like, well, Mean looks good against both of these characters, but they don't have a good target. Right, so Mean Look would just kind of like be awkward to use. Like those guys aren't going to walk close to me, so I don't know.
And I have one for Liko. Liko, you had the one game on Urshifu, and then they just fully just committed to the no more Urshifu. What talk to me about that? Were you kind of bummed after having such an amazing game 1?
I guess a little.
I mean,
we didn't beat them.
He did go
first
into the
round,
night
and-
going, I want to play Urshi.
He's been
You
talking
know,
about
I
it for
saw
like
Worlds.
a day.
I saw Worlds. I'm like, can that be me? Because people are really good on that one, and I think it's up there with the other 4-rounders that are broken.
Yeah, I mean, we saw. I don't know if you looked at like poker stats, but Pokemon had a really nice win rate and banned a lot. Surprisingly banned a lot and worked in both ways. Both single strike and rapid strike worked in different types of comps.
You
Scarf.
can pick it early and then just
Yeah.
decide which moveset.
And Scarf, I want to, give you some light too. Got to play a lot of Serena tonight. Talk to me about that all rounder and kind of what sets that apart from some of the other picks.
Serena compared to the other all-rounders, they're all pretty whatever early game, but compared to the other really strong, the really good all-rounders, it's the one with the best secure, and then it also has an ult that's just if you make a mistake, you die. You do not get to play the game after making any kind of positional or whatever mistake. And other than that, what's it called? Grassy Glide is really good at just applying pressure to a team that's trying to just play how